Good morning, everyone. We are live from Houston, Texas. This is Thursday, June 7th, and show number 38 of Live with Captain Housekeeper. My the cat is, see her tail? She decided to join us, Miss Chandler did. She's usually asleep right now, so it's kind of cool. So if you see a cat tail doing this, that's just Miss Chandler going back and forth. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lila and Pam and Ruthie's Crafting Corner. We're all here before the show started in the chat room. It's always nice to see you all. Good morning, Elisa. Good to see you too. Oh, and Deborah's here. Everyone say hi to my sister, Deborah. Hi, Deborah. I'm so glad you made it today. DJ's here. Good morning, DJ. Good morning, Angela from Texas. It's good to see y'all here. Miss Chandler's here too, so hopefully she'll make an appearance. You know, you work with children or animals, they steal the show. Excuse me. Well, it's Thursday, y'all. What are you going to do today? I have to get my truck washed because it's been a couple weeks again and fill it up with gas because it's almost on empty. I get my gas at Kroger because I have, you know, points there, so I get it cheaper. If I use up my points on one of the vehicles, I take the other one to Costco because it's a little bit cheaper there. Well, I have to also grain-free, vegan, low-carb, pumpkin, peanut butter dog biscuits. I wanted to get all those words in there. They came out pretty good. I don't think I baked them long enough. I used a small glass as the cookie cutter because I wanted them to be little round biscuits. They would have been cuter with little dog biscuit shaped cookie cutters, but I don't have any of those. But I don't think I baked them long enough, so they weren't really crunchy. They loved them though. I had to hide them. Actually, I had to hide them from everybody in the house. I kept saying they're dog biscuits, so it didn't seem to matter. There's no sugar or salt in them, so they tasted pretty awful to this human. But yes, Ruthie, they did love them. You know, as I've mentioned, Miss Tamaya has kind of a acid reflux issue, so she needs to have something biscuity when she goes to bed and biscuity when she first wakes up, and that soaks up the acid, and she has a much better day every day. Angela asked, how old is Chandler? I follow you as the crochet dude. It feels like she's been around a while. Yes, Chandler and Cleopatra were from the same litter. I rescued them when I lived in Dallas all those years ago. And Miss Cleo passed away in October, but Chandler is now, she turned 17 in April. So she looks pretty good. I posted a picture of her on Instagram the other day, and it's like, wow, she looks like a kitten. She's getting very small though. She's like, pet me, and it's like, oh, you're just skin and bones. It's like, cool. But she's very, very sweet. She's always slept with me ever since she was a kitten. And she sleeps right here next to the pillow. I have to move the pillow over, and then she sleeps right there all night long. It's very sweet. She's a great cat. Oh, look, Don's here. Hi, Don. Captain Donald from Wisconsin has made it here. Don has been here several times, but today he figured out the chat room. So I'm very impressed, Don. Good job. It's good to see you. Yes, Ruthie, older, you know, geriatric cats tend to lose a lot of weight. So she gets to eat anything and everything she wants, just to keep her as healthy as possible for as long as possible. She's a great cat, though. Anyway, so I got to get my truck washed. I have to finish the laundry I started yesterday. A couple of my appointments that got canceled Tuesday, I was able to reschedule for today. So I've been trying to get caught up so I can scoot off and do those things when I go get the truck washed and get some groceries done. Oh, Captain Pam. Captain Pam's here. Hi, Pam from Arizona. It's good to see you. Captain Pam asked for tips on how to freshen the washing machine. Remember a couple days ago, Captain Trevor asked how to freshen a stinky garbage disposal. And that's really something that I work on all the time because I use it all the time. So I like to keep it fresh. So if you go back a couple of days and watch that show's recording, you can see my tips on freshening your disposal. But today, Captain Pam would like to know some tips on freshening the washing machine. And here's what I have for you. The problem with washing machines is they get a buildup in them, and that's the smell you might smell, why they're not fresh. A lot of that's the fabric softener. I also have the problem that I wash all my clothes on cold, because if they shrink at all, they don't fit my monkey arms. I have very, very long arms. And so it's always everything's on cold. And I use the Kirkland brand, which is from Costco, like the Tide Pods, because they're just not as messy, but the cold water doesn't dissolve them. So I have a front loader. I'm always going into the front loader seal, because that's kind of like a trap, and I'm always digging out all the Tide Pod, they're Kirkland brand, but the detergent pod wrappers, because they don't dissolve all the way. So that seal is a place where it might get grody, so you need to clean that all the time. And if you have a front loader especially, you need to leave the door open when you're not using it, because otherwise it's sealed and it can grow, you know, funky things in there. You don't want funky things. But let's say your washing machine is a little not fresh. There's a couple things you can do. There's a product on the market called Affresh, A-F-F-R-E-S-H. And you can, they're tabs, you can just run that through the washing machine once a month, and that'll keep it nice and fresh. If you haven't seen those before, they're not available to you. I threw Affresh into my Amazon product page, which is, there's a link in the show description, and you can boogie on over there and see what the Affresh product is. If you want to make your own, an all-natural approach, is you want to make, like, have you seen those bath bombs? They're like balls, and you throw them in the bathtub, and they bubble up and make you feel fresh. I don't know, I've never used them. But you can make one for your washing machine. I take showers. I don't like baths. Yeah, just stew in your own filth, as Monica would say from Friends. Anyway, make a bomb. You take about a cup of baking soda, and you add just enough apple cider vinegar to make it into a paste. And you can also add some essential oils. And what I like to add is tea tree oil, because it's a natural antibacterial, and that'll help the efficacy of the bomb. So you make that into a ball, and then you run a real hot washing cycle, the complete cycle, with that in there only, no clothes. And then when that's done, it should be nice and fresh. Another source of the not freshness is the tray, or however your washing machine is. I have a tray that pulls out where you put soap or bleach or fabric softener, and if any of that spills, it's going to build up. So I like to take that tray out once a month and scrub it really well with hot water, because it'll melt everything, and that'll help keep it fresh. Also, Captain Pam, I hope that answered some of your questions. Another option you can do is you can just run a couple cups of white vinegar through a hot cycle, and that'll freshen it up also. Vinegar does a lot for dissolving hard water deposits and things like that. It's really good for freshening things. So maybe you could do that too. About once a month is enough, but it depends on how much laundry you do. If you have kids or grandkids, you might be doing laundry a lot more than I do it once a week. If you're doing it every day, you might have to freshen your washer every day, but it's just weird your washing machine gets dirty, right? Doesn't make sense. Dishwashers do too, but they do. They get a buildup. Oh, Pam says thank you. You're welcome. Don says I do whites when I use the bleach. Yeah, you know, bleach is really, really good for whites. There's also some bleach alternatives for whites. Because if you have a septic tank, you can't really use bleach that much because it's not good for it. But you can use, it's like OxyClean. OxyClean has a white laundry powder or liquid that you can use also. So yeah, there we go. Let's keep our washing machines nice and fresh. What are y'all up to this Thursday? I'm so happy y'all are here. There's lots of people here, lots of people in the chat room. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy to see you. Please hit the subscribe button to the Captain Housekeeper YouTube channel. Share this video with all your friends. I need more people to subscribe, please. And also like the video. Oh my gosh. Speaking of liking videos. Okay, this is show number 38. And I've also uploaded I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 YouTube videos that I produced, like how-to videos. And yesterday, on yesterday's show, I got my very first thumbs down. It's the first time ever. And I know if you guys, if any of y'all are in YouTube, you know that that's just normal. Everybody gets a thumbs down, and there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason. But it was my first one, and I just discovered it this morning. So whoever didn't like my tips and tricks yesterday, don't come back. No, I'm kidding. Do anything you want. Like it, don't like it. Give me feedback. Hey, if you don't like the video or you don't like what I said, give it a thumbs down. I'm tough. I can handle it. But leave a comment. Tell me what you were thinking. Was it my hair? Was it the set? I don't know. Was it because I snort when I laugh? I don't know. Anyway, Angela keeps her grandkids. Yeah. Do you do their laundry, Angela? Yeah, Angela takes care of her grandkids during the day while her daughter works. Pam says, tell us about that cuff. Oh, this is my cuff. I got this. It's stretchy. I got this in, it was in the Caribbean. I'm going to say Guadeloupe, which is the Caribbean island that also, it's a mountain island, and it has, it's kind of deserty at the bottom, and it has a rainforest at the top. It was absolutely magical. I got to pet monkeys, and they were just wild. They just came up and sat with me. I was sitting there. It was so much fun. So I like to wear it. It makes me think of being on vacation. I like it. It's wood. It's carved wood, I think, from what I can tell, and I like the pattern on it. So thank you for noticing that, Pam. I like to think about vacation a lot because I really, 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 really want one. Yes, it's handcrafted, Pam. The person I bought it from was sitting there making them. And they're like little hand-carved beads that they then string together, with an elastic, which is good for me because, anything that's claspy. I have something with the pH in my skin that if I wear anything that's leather or metal, I dissolve it. I don't know what that means, but like if I keep a leather wallet, it dissolves. The leather dissolves. I've had watch bands that were leather and they dissolve. They just fall off. And anything that's metal, like a clasp, will also like tarnish. So this works out well. Thank you. Ruthie says nice. Thank you. I like it too. Speaking of essential oils, I am going to be doing an interview with a friend of mine who is an expert on using essential oils around the house. So look forward to that in the future. And next week I'm excited because I'm going to be having breakfast with Cheryl from the Woolen Hook, who is having this whirlwind tour of the countryside with her husband right now. I know she went out to North Carolina to teach a class, but on the way back they stopped like at Elvis's birthplace, and it's just so much fun to watch her on Instagram. So she'll be back next week, and we have lunch planned on Wednesday. So this is the first time since I figured out about the technology. So I'm going to go where I think we're going to have breakfast, and I'm going to check the signal and make sure that it's strong enough to go live with her. But I'm looking forward to catching up with her personal journey with the minimalism concept, because I'm not having much luck with it. So I need her advice. Don says, do you by chance know how to get out a paint residue stain out of fiberglass tub? Previous owners cleaned their paintbrushes in the tub. Oh, you know what? That's a really good question, because I had the exact same problem in this house. This house is really old. It was born. It was built in the 30s. And the tub in one of the bathrooms, is porcelain coated. And then they used the tub to like wash out all from painting, because the color matches the paint on the walls. And then they scrubbed the heck out of the tub trying to get the paint out of the porcelain. And then they ruined the finish. So I had to have the tub refinished. But Don, I'll do some research on how to get it out of a fiberglass tub, because that's different. Fiberglass is probably easier than this ruined porcelain finish, which became extremely porous. So I'll get back to you, Don. Watch the show later on, and I promise to answer you. I answer everyone's questions. Lila says, I am waiting or have delegated my windows to be cleaned in the entire home. So far, they are no show, but very disappointed. I am disappointed too, Lila. Captain Anonymous, remember last week or the week before, asked about tips on hiring somebody to clean the house. And I gave some tips, and then she kind of followed a process to find a house cleaner. And her first choice was a no-call, no-show also. And she was disappointed. But I encouraged her to find somebody else because, you know, lots of people out there need the work and they're willing to do it. And who knows what, life gets in the way. And if you don't have a relationship with the person, like they haven't been cleaning for you for a long time, then feel free to just move on and look for somebody else because you need clean windows. You need to delegate that. I love it. Angela said, I don't do their laundry. Thank goodness. Remember, she takes care of her grandkids. They're small, so their clothes always have to be pre-treated and scrubbed. Well, thank goodness you don't have to do their laundry because I know kids produce a lot. Adults do too, depending on their activity level, like if they do a lot of sports and stuff. But it's not like kids, right? I remember visiting, gosh, who was that? It was somebody, they had a couple little kids, and there's literally mountains of laundry everywhere in the house. And I was like, what's going on? Are you having a yard sale? And she was like, you don't understand. That pile's clean, that pile's almost clean, and that pile over there is dirty. Let's go. Yeah, I don't have kids. Angela said, Mr. Clean Magic erasers are great. Yeah, Don, you could try a magic eraser. Magic erasers work with the concept that they're super micro fine sandpaper, essentially. So they clean off stuff that's stuck on really well because they're able to rub it off without damaging the surface. So Don, you could try a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Good idea, Angela. I never knew about Mr. Clean Magic Erasers for the longest time, but once I discovered them, changed my life. It's amazing how products can do that. It's all about having the right tools. All right. Okay, Don. Hey, Don. Just because you're in charge of the house doesn't mean you have to do everything. Automate and delegate whenever possible. I'm so happy you all are here. It was so good to see you this Thursday. I will be back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time in the USA. Please join me live. But if you're catching this show later on, go ahead and leave a comment. I promise I will read them. And if you have a question, I will answer it, hopefully answer it in a future show. I'm happy to give you all my tips and tricks. Okay, and say it with me, everyone. No matter what life throws at me, I have the ability to make this a fantastic day. Okay, love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.